Now, Damien, turning to you here in studio, obviously this is a big trip for the Prime Minister of Israel, also for the Jewish community in Argentina. How are they responding so far to this visit?
In general terms, the vast majority of the general Argentine opinion, they surprisingly received Netanyahu in a good way. Even it was covered by the most major newspapers, and also in social media, the reactions were pretty much favorable, surprisingly. Now, within the Jewish community, there is this kind of, they suffer from a lack of justice that lasts for almost 20 years, and that made into a process of polarization within them. You have those who support Netanyahu, especially the formal Jewish community under the Daya and Amia. Those are the umbrella organizations of the Jewish community in Argentina. And you have as well, of course, more smaller groups, some of them with historic tradition from the leftist spectrum of the from the leftist parties, who of course not only boycott Netanyahu's mission, but also reject him openly, publicly.
So, as you're saying, it sounds like there's quite the divide within the community. Now, looking at the government of Argentina, we saw major moves by the Argentinian government releasing archives that could contain very important information about Argentina's efforts to help Nazi perpetrators after the war escape to South America. Do you think this gesture is going a long way in terms of helping improve relations between Israel and Argentina?
Indeed, of course, they're trying, and they're doing it publicly. They say, look, listen, we received the Israeli Prime Minister, as opposed to the former administration, which actually was had an alliance with Iran and Venezuela, for just to give an example. So this administration is trying to show exactly the opposite. It's trying to get closer to Israel, trying to get closer to the Western world, and this is how actually they try to show these efforts on the public. They show themselves more closer to Israel in public speech, in diplomatic efforts. We received here in Israel several diplomatic delegations in the last 3 months. So, of course, and yes, we see relations are becoming much more closer than before.
Certainly. Now, Damien, very briefly, in under a minute that we have left, we heard Prime Minister Netanyahu strongly denouncing Iran, saying that its presence in the region just really needs to be wiped out. Do you think this is a message that will be well received by Argentina?
Yes, of course, especially by the Jewish community. Even though there are still sectors within the Argentine social life, and specifically political parties, that are against Israel openly. So they try to show themselves from the other part of the political spectrum.
Sure. Well, as you said, it looks like there's a long way to go, but that progress is indeed being made. Damien, thanks so much for joining us and for that analysis.
Thank you.